Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. My name is William Juma and this is Laravel. In this episode, I would like us to talk about how to use and generate PDFs in our Livewire application. So this is a new installation of Laravel, and so I want us to just continue from here such that we can be able to go through each and every step that we require to do. I will open new terminal and install Livewire in our application. So I will run the command composer require livewire, and this will be the installation of Livewire 3 inside our Laravel application. And now as Livewire is being installed, I want us to go and do some other clerical work. I will open the env and change the name of our database. I'm going to call it Livewire PDF. On top of that, we are going to install the dompdf package for Laravel. And so I'm going to just search on Google search, Laravel PDF, dompdf. And this wrapper is the one that we are going to use. So the one that is listed, the first one, that package. So even this one, we are going to install it. So just copy the link and also install it. So our Livewire package is installed, and I also want to include the PDF. The next thing I want us to do is to go to our database seeders, and I want to uncomment to create for ourselves some users. So in this case, maybe we can say we want 500 users in our database. And then after that, what I'm going to do is to run the command php artisan migrate, and it will create for us our database called Livewire PDF. And then I will also run php artisan db seed to seed 500 users in our database. I would like us to go ahead and use Livewire. So what I'm going to do is to create the layout file, because I want to use Livewire as a full page component. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to run the command php artisan livewire, and then we can say layout. It will create a layout file inside our resources, views. So I will open resources, views, and inside here we have components, and we have a component called app.blade. So this is going to be the layout file that we are going to use. To give our table some little bit of styling, I would like to just use the Bootstrap CDN. Copy the CDN link. I do not know where it is here. That one is yes, this link here. So we can just copy this. And I just want us to paste it in our layout file. And this effectively will mean that we can actually be able to use Bootstrap. I want to go ahead and create a component, a Livewire component. And you can create the normal Livewire component by just running the command php artisan make, and then you can say Livewire, and then the name of the component that you are creating. So in this case, let me call this component users component, like that. So obviously it's going to create for us two files. One file inside app Livewire. Here we have users. And then of course we also have another file inside views, and then the Livewire resources views, the Livewire directory, and inside there we have users.blade. So those two files. Instead of creating the two files, we could be able to use Vault, and we could be able to just create one blade file, in which case we could be able to have both the PHP and the sort of like the blade component HTML in the same file, but also working with it like this is still okay. Whichever way you prefer, it's upon you. Even though for me, I really like using Vault. I would have used it, but in the event that we have decided to work with it like this, let us just go ahead and do it. And since I'm using Bootstrap, I would like to just go ahead and get myself a table. So you go to docs, and then I want to have a Bootstrap table that I'm going to throw in there, which we will use to list all our 500 users. I'm not going to do any pagination, because if I go into all those details, the video will be too long. But that does not mean that you do not have options for that, because I have actually created some videos. I have a whole Livewire tutorial video that has all those things mentioned in greater detail. So what I'm going to do in these table rows, I'm going to remove all of them and remain with just one inside the table body. So I think this one is okay. And here we can have for each, we can say users as user, like that. And then down here we can have and for each. And of course, for these users, we have the number. So in this case, maybe if we want to list them according to their numbers, here we can just have the loop index +1. The reason why we are doing that is to count the values of the indices of the loop from 0. So in this case, if we do not add +1, we will have 0 and then 1, but I want it to number from 1 going onwards. And then inside here, we can have username, and then we can also show the user email. And I think that is just about it. Maybe you can have the last table data for actions. But for me, I do not see the reason why we should do that, because there is actually nothing that we will do about it. So here we can have the hash, then the name, and then the email, like that. So I want to register a route for this one. And so we are going to go to routes, web.php, and inside here we can say use app Livewire, and I think our component is called users. Let me just check if that is the case. Yes, users. And so inside here we can be able to go ahead and have another route get. It has to be a get route, and we can say /users, and inside here we can be able to pass in the class. So in this case we can say users class, like that, the one that we have imported above this value here. And so after that, we can actually be able to check our users. And before we do that, it's good for us to load the users here. And we can load the users using several methods. We can use computed property, or we can just use the mount function. So whichever it is that we decide, it's just okay. So here I'm going to use the mount function, public function mount. And these are hooks that are provided by Livewire. We have mount, we have updating, updated, and so on and so forth. You can be able to check them in the Livewire documentation. You can have a little bit of an insight. I've also talked about them in some of the videos that I've done when talking about Livewire. So here we can be able to have a public property called users, public users, like that. Maybe we can just say users small u, like that. Then inside here we can populate that property by referring to it by these users. Then we can say user :all to just fetch all the users, like that. It seems we are having an issue. Unexpected token. Yes, it's supposed to be a variable. So like that. And then now we can be able to try and see if we can fetch the users. So I'm going to visit localhost 8000. My application is not running, so probably it's good for me to ensure that it's running. So I'm going to run php artisan serve, like that. And of course, in our layout file, we can also be able to include Vite for it to be able to do for us the hot reloading part. I've talked about it in some other video, so I'm not going to do that for now. I want to just focus if I can be able to talk about the exporting the PDF file. So in this case, we say app livewire user not found. Yes, because it seems I have in my web.php I've referenced something that is not there. So app livewire user. Oh, it's a user model that I have not used in my component, I think. So let me go back upwards here. Yes, that is what I've forgotten to use. I need to have use app models user, like that. And I think that will be it, because we are calling the user model here, so we need to have it. So if I'm to refresh, now you can see we are having our users listed. Our table is not looking that nice. Maybe we can wrap it with we can wrap this component with a container. So inside here, maybe we can have a div above here, div with a class of a container, such that we will not have everything spanning outside whatever it is that we have. So then I can wrap and close that div here. So now if we are to refresh, now you'll find the table will be a little bit centered. Of course, it's taking every space above here, and that is where I want us to have a button which we are going to call export. So in this case, we can have a button here. Forgive my poor styling. Here we can have export. So in this case, that button, when we click on it, it's supposed to do an export of our table to PDF. And it's even not being, oh, it's visible. So maybe we can style the button and maybe give it a class of a btn success. And you can also go to Bootstrap and you can get icons, and we can be able to have an icon for the PDF. So let me just do that. I didn't want to do it, but let me just do it. So maybe we can pick this one, and then we can pick the SVG, this one here. So, and then copy it and just include inside our button. So after export, or maybe before export, we can have that SVG displayed. So we can paste it there. Now, if you look at our button, you will find it displays a little bit nicely. So we have export, and we are saying we're exporting to PDF. You can change this to red if you want. I want to have a click handler, so we can say wire click. So when it is clicked, I want us to have generate PDF, like that. And since I have not created that method, if I hit on the button, then we will automatically have an error. And that shows that everything is working okay. So let me go to our Livewire class inside app inside app Livewire users. And inside here, I want us to create another method, which I'm going to call public function generate PDF, like that. Maybe we can just say dd123. So maybe this 123, and check if that method is actually being hit. So I will refresh again and attempt to hit that. We're having 123, so meaning we are actually doing fine. So now I need to import the dompdf package above here inside our Livewire component. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to say use, and it is Barry VDH, Barry VDH, and then dompdf, and then facade, and then of course PDF, like that. This one is supposed to be small letters, I think, PDF, that way. So basically that is what we have. Don't know if it's like this or if it is capital. Let's just check it inside whatever it is that you have imported, such that I do not struggle and make errors. So you just copy this, I just paste it here. So that is the correct one that we need to have. And then inside our method, then we can be able to generate our PDF. So what I want us to do is to just go ahead and now be able to invoke the body PDF. So in this case, we can say inside in a variable called PDF, we can have load view. So we can call PDF like that, and then load view. And in this case, we will pass a view here. And this view, I'm going to just create Laravel blade file in this case. So here I'm just going to say users PDF like that. So it will just be stored. We will create a view and then have it like that. And then after that, we can be able to pass in a variable called data, which in this case will be containing the users. I'm going to do something above there and sort that one out. And then after that, we can say return, and then we can have response, and then we can stream download like that, and then we will have a function. Then we can pass in that we are using PDF, so use, and inside here we can pass in the variable PDF that we have above there. And then now we can open the brackets, the curly braces like that. And now we can go ahead and echo our PDF stream like that. And then after that, now we can pass in the name we want this PDF that is being shown, or in other words produced, what it is that is going to be called. What is the name of this PDF? So maybe we can just call it users.pdf. So that will be the name of the file that is downloaded, and this will be downloaded automatically, and then we can be able to see what happens. So there is this data property that I've not been able to pass anything inside. So let me just go ahead and have it here. So data, and we can have an array of values. And inside here, I just want us to pass in the users. So in this case, we can say users, and we can just refer to these users. In this case, we are picking the users that are in this variable here and passing them inside this property, and then we are passing the data property here. And then now we need a file that is a view file that is called users-pdf. And fortunately in Laravel, we can be able to create a view. So in this case, I'm just going to run the command php artisan make view. And the name of our view of our Laravel blade file is users-pdf like that. And if I hit enter, that file is going to be created in our views, and then users PDF. So this is our file. And inside here, what we need to have is HTML5, a scaffold. And then now for this file, the CSS you have to do manually. Otherwise, if, let me say, you are to use maybe the CDN for Bootstrap or whatever, I have found on my part that it doesn't work. If it works, you can be able to tell us in the comment section. So here, I will not be able to go into the CSS of styling our table so much, but I will just go ahead and just have a table, and then be able to just show you that it's possible for us to have the values. So here we can have the table head, and then, so let us have that above here, the table row, and inside here we are going to have table header and another one and another one. So maybe you can just copy this and paste downwards, and we just have the number, name, and email. So here we have it as the number, and here we have name, and here we will have email. If your table has more fields, you can be able to add them accordingly. And then down here we are going to have table body, so T body, like that, and we have the table row, and then inside the table row still we have table data. Inside here we will have I just want to say username, so we can be able to loop through users again in a similar fashion. So we can say at for each users as user. Remember, we are passing the users variable inside our data property, which we did create here, and then we can have at end for each, like that. And so here we can have user name, and then I can be able to just copy this one severally. Oh, this one is loop index, sorry, this one is loop index, and we will say +1, and then this is username and this is user email. Our user table doesn't have a lot of values, so basically that is what we have. Maybe above here we can just have before the table we can just have h1 and just say that these ones are user details, like that. So of course, as you design your PDF file, you can be able to add the logo and every other thing that you might need to do. But for this one, I want it to be as simple as possible, such that our video will not be too long, but also we can be able to just cover most of the basic stuff. So username, user email, I think those ones are the ones that we have in our users table. And I think we can go ahead and try this and see if it works. And of course, inside our component where we are passing in the values, inside here you can be able to pass in users, you can pass in something else and be able to access it in the PDF file. So let us go ahead and attempt and see if it is possible for us to click that button and be able to export the users into a PDF file. So let me click on it. We are having undefined variable data. Let me check why that is so. So we are having it here and we are calling it data. I do not know why it is saying that we are having a variable that is not defined. Oh, it could be because of the closing of those brackets. I think probably, did I add one more or what happened? Unexpected. Yes, inside here we're not supposed to have that. I think I had created one more brace, the square bracket here, which I think was the reason why we were having some challenge. So let me again attempt and see. So you click export. And now you can see we have users PDF. And if I open it, inside here you can see we have all the user data that we have from our database, and you can see we are having several pages of it. So if you were to style this, it will be able to display very, very nicely. Thank you very much for following this tutorial video up until this point. If you have not subscribed to this channel, I beseech you that you subscribe. You can also like the video if you find it useful. You can also comment in the comment section, and I would like to appreciate you for your support so far. We are almost getting to 2,000 subscribers, and to me it's a small win which I really, really appreciate and celebrate, and I could not be able to have done this without you people. Thank you very much.